It's Memorial Day weekend. Jets OTAs are a few days away. We'll talk about our top 5 New York Jets players to watch at OTAs. Plus, we have news about our tailgate experience. It's going to be pretty cool. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time! To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
We're talking just football, man.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your bleeping podcast. There's a lot to get to. Top OTA players to watch for the New York Jets. We have some announcements coming up with the tailgate and so much more. But let's bring him on a day later. It's the birthday boy. Hop on Pop. What's up, Pop?
Hey now, good morning, Coffee Club.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning indeed. So, Pop, before we get started, I think this is probably an annual message. I hear a lot of people, sort of in the streets high-fiving each other. Woohoo! Happy Memorial Day, brother! And I hear that and I go, yeah, I'm for the spirit and the burgers and the hot dogs and all that. But happy Memorial Day and that sort of vibe. I just feel like sometimes people don't truly, I guess, understand what this weekend is all about. So who better than Hop on Pop, who spent 20 years defending our country in the United States Navy, can truly speak to it. So before we get started on all our Jets talk and having fun and all that jazz, if we'd like to give you an opportunity to sort of start this off here.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I would just like to say that today is not, or this weekend's not the day to thank a veteran, right? That takes away from what this weekend is all about. This weekend is all about a few things, right? A veteran, right, is someone who at one point in their lives wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for amount up to and including their life. And so this weekend is about people that unfortunately that check was cashed, right? I'm wearing a shirt right now from Normandy Beach, right, where we went in World War II, right? We stormed Normandy Beach. I'd just like to share this one thing for everyone to consider. 90%, 90%. So wrap your head around that for a second. 90% of one of the first waves that when they dropped that plank died within the first hour. They came out. They put it out there on the line, right? This is not a political statement, right? They were asked to go and they did go. And they saw all of the people around them dying, right? 2,500 people died that morning. And 90% of the people from Company A, the 116th Infantry Regiment, passed away. 96%. I said 90%. It was actually 96%. Today is really about those 639 acres of 400,000 soldiers, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Marines that gave their lives. 630 acres, 400,000. So that's what it's about. That's why we have a day off on Monday. And so I always appreciate when people say thank you for your service, but I feel guilty and unworthy when people say that this weekend because that's not what it's about. So even if you take a moment, enjoy your barbecue, enjoy the day off, celebrate the United States and the people that gave their lives, but just take a moment and reflect on it as you drive by a cemetery with flags on it. Stop just for a minute or just pause and think. That's what I would ask you to do.
Well, thank you for sharing that, Pop. Like I said, I think that sometimes gets lost in the sauce with people. So I think it's important in the middle of all this celebration a lot of people are doing for this extra day off that they have from work. And, I know for a lot of people that this weekend is about for them the burgers, the hot dogs, the parties of this every year. Like, oh, cool, random 3-day weekend. But it is good to sort of, sit and marinate what these things are truly about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So appreciate that, Pop. Again, this is Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you find your podcast here on the program. Folks, if you're just jumping on into the room, shout out to the people that are watching the show live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, live here a little after 7:30 in the morning on May 23rd. But also a special shout out to the people that watch the show after the fact. It's on demand immediately for people that want to enjoy the show if they also enjoy sleeping. I don't blame them for that. And also the audio only version of this podcast, the Believe Network, baby, BLEAV. Thank you to the Believe Network for recruiting me over and wanting Boy Green Daily to be a part of their brand. Smart people. The show's freaking amazing. Of course, they should want it on their networks. Rate and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Both they and I would very much appreciate it. So, Pop, there's a lot of announcements to get to. The Tailgate, we'll do a little bit of that later. Gangrene Beach Club, so much more. But I think there's no better way to start this off than first off with gifted membership action. T-Town Jet, baby, gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership right here on YouTube. What's that one go to?
Hold on. We're experiencing minor technical difficulties.
That's all right. While we are,
It's the big fella. The big fella,
Oh.
365.
All right. Welcome back, big fella. It's great to have you back here on the program. T-Town Jet, you're up to now 10 raffle tickets for a contest this month. We'll also talk more about that in just a little bit. So appreciate that. Keep all the energy and everything going. Love it. There's a question immediately here, Pop, before we get into the football. NC Green's asking, Pop, are you going to be doing the Wounded Warrior Project, fundraiser again? Because, like I said, with this tailgate coming up, people are asking.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna 100% do the Wounded Warrior. We're gonna tee it off a few months beforehand. So I expect maybe right around our country's 250th anniversary. Hey, now be a good kickoff. We will have prizes for the most. We'll give one of Bob Letter's books again, autograph book again. We'll give an autograph Boy Green and myself, and there'll be a few other autographs. Contributor, and then it essentially it's a 50 raffle where
Oh man, we're losing Pop here. Ah, geez. Let me see if we could get him back. Yep, we lost Pop signal. Pop, I don't know if you can hear us. We see you frozen, but okay. We've just lost Pop as soon as we was talking about the Wounded Warriors. So Pop, hopefully we could get you back here in just a second. Running into some issues, we'll see if we could get it back. But I will just say this: we are running a Wounded Warrior project. If you guys missed that last year, we basically raised a bunch of money for the Wounded Warrior project. It was a 50-50 raffle. So you guys donated your money, and 50% went to a winner. So let's say 100 people donated, and then the more money you donated, the higher your chances of winning this 50-50 raffle were, of course. But if you had any money in the pot, you were in it. One person was selected as a winner. That is Cole Young, by the way, who is planning on coming back to our tailgate this year. So one person will win 50% of whatever the total money is. The other 50% will go to the Wounded Warrior Project. There's no fee on top. There's no anything. We're giving 100% of that money and splitting it up between those entities. I believe we have Pop back. Pop?
Hey now.
Sorry, you started breaking up, and I'm like, maybe he's just breaking up for me. Then I saw comments, so I'm so sorry. You mentioned that you're going to want to do more on that Wounded Warrior Project announcement coming up here in the next month and a half or so. That's coming up, but no, please continue your thoughts.
Yeah, so to be a 50-50 raffle, the personnel that the person that provides the largest contribution will win a prize pack, and then everyone with even donates $1 will be into the raffle for 50% of the proceeds. Last year it was Mr. Cole Young.
Young. That's right.
Cole Young.
Nice.
Who, by the way, shout out to Cole Young, who gave half of his half back to the Wounded Warriors. So 75% of the money raised. Again, that's purely discretion
Of his own volition.
Of his own volition.
Yes.
And then our top 3 winners each received a thank you. That was Mac for Life, NC Green, and the number 1 Austrian Jets fan. So a lot of things going on. And again, it goes to help out those who protect us.
And Pop, you may have mentioned this either just now or in your jarbled techno, you were getting sacked by the Wi-Fi police comment, but you mentioned that the top 3 most, in terms of donation money, received some sort of a note or side piece from you. The most donation, so like whoever gives the most money, which was Mahar Khalil last year, got a special prize to himself. But just because you donate the most doesn't necessarily guarantee, obviously, you win the 50-50. It is a random wheel spin. So wherever that lands, that person will get half of the money. But the top donator will be separately honored for his contributions to the pod. Again, this year, I imagine, Pop.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll give away an autographed BG hat, which will have a equally distributed autograph from Hop on Pop and Boy Green.
Yes.
50-50, not 75-25. And a Bob Letter book autograph by the legend himself.
Yeah, so more on that to come. So thank you, NC Green, for asking that. That's a beautiful comment. And by the way, Pop, I don't know if you've heard this on random shows this week, but Mahar Khalil and his lovely lady have invited me to the Tennessee Titans game in week 1. So I'm sitting right next to them. It's happening, baby. We're going to Tennessee week 1. This is going to be amazing. JR327, shout out to him and his in the audience. He just bought season tickets with him and his son. He invited me to Jets Packers week 2. So Boy Green's going to be on the road for 3 of the first games of the season, baby. Browns, Packers, Titans. Wahoo!
Wow. Sweet.
All right. Not too shabby, baby. Not too shabby. Anywho, like I said, we'll have a tailgate announcement coming up here in a little bit, but let's get into some OTAs, Pop, as that starts on May 27th for the Jets. They're going to have 10 OTA practices sort of divvied up here over the next 2.5, 3 weeks. They will have a small break, mandatory minicamp from June 16th to the 18th, and then big break until we get to training camp. So there is a lot that is going to be happening here. And I came up with a top 5 list, and I'm sure you could come up with a top 53, 91 player list, for Pete's sake, of all the intrigue that sort of exists here around all of these different players. And again, intriguing or interesting or top players to watch could be interpretive based on a variety of factors here, Pop. But here's my list. We'll go through it. How do you want to sort of bounce around here? How do you want me to unpack this? Go ahead.
Well, you could start off with the player, and then I can give some take, and then go to you, and then the second player. You could start off with the take, and then I'll clean up on aisle 9.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to go 5-1 here. So first,
number 5
on my list, and quite frankly, should be higher, but I'm just going to go right to it. Geno Smith, the jersey that's behind me. I was talking about this with Randy Lang, a senior contributor for the Jets, for a bonus episode of Boy Green Daily this week. If you guys, Coffee Club and Espresso Club members, you got that 36 hours before anybody else. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that 40-minute plus interview with someone who covers the Jets right then and there for the team. It's crazy. The last time I saw Geno Smith, I was living at home with you, Pop, when he was with the New York Jets, and now I live in my own place. Like my life is. Yeah,
that is very surprising. Most people, odds were against it.
Yeah, but
you're getting your own place.
I powered through, and I don't know when it's going to hit me. I was sort of debating that with Randy. Like, is it training camp? Is it the first game he runs out of the tunnel? I'm like, oh my God, number 7, Geno Smith. This young buck from way back in the day is now a seasoned veteran at 35 years old. He's a completely different player than he was then. But I am just intrigued. What's the leadership like? What's the command of the offense? A new offense for him with Frank Reich. How does he interact? There's a mix of old and young, a lot of young on the offense for sure. So I am curious sort of how he takes over. He's already been crowned the QB1, so he's the man. There's no debate. There's no competition. There's no nothing. He's the guy. And so, yeah, to me, he's intriguing for a lot of reasons. Nostalgia. He's QB1. How does he handle this? And he's said all the right things in all his media since he was traded here, Pop, that he wants to rewrite his story. He says in his office is him with Roger Goodell holding up his jersey when he was drafted. And he says, I wanted to never leave here. I wanted to retire here. And then for obvious reasons, that did not happen. But now he's back to rewrite his story. And to me, that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be very interesting. Gino, he's had some phenomenal years, past 4 years. As a matter of fact, unfortunately, last year did not go as well as we had played out. Now, a lot of people have much to do about that. And I'm like, is it really anything, or the Raiders just that terrible, right? Was that all on Gino? I would tell you that 3 of the past 4 years, Geno Smith would be he'd have 3 of the top 5 highest passing yardage ever by a New York Jet, right? I mean, 3 of the past 5 years.
Including the most.
And
ever.
including the most ever is where he would land. So, I've actually, I'll take a little zig here. So let's talk about Geno Smith.
All right.
Was last year an abomination? Yes. Was that a blip on the radar on a bad team? I think there's a lot of parallelisms between the New York Jets and the Raiders. New York of this year, right? The Las Vegas Raiders have 2 very talented tight ends. The New York Jets now have 2 very talented tight ends.
Sure.
They have a dynamic running back at the Raiders. Not long in the tooth for those old schoolers out there, but again, very talented. The Jets have a talented running back, right? The big disparity is obviously the wide receiver room of the Raiders is I wouldn't call it a room. I wouldn't call it a closet because I don't want Justin Fields to cry somewhere. But so that's the part that's empty, right? But I think Geno's going to come. I think it's going to be exciting. I think we're going to see it in OTAs. And the last thing I'll say about Geno Smith is let's cue the trivia music for a moment.
Okay, here we go. Hang on tight. Okay. Wait, I had it here just a second. Here it is. Okay.
All right. So a lot of people have given Geno a lot of heat for leading the NFL last year in interceptions.
Yes.
So let's talk about interceptions for a minute. Give me the top 3 quarterbacks that have thrown the most interceptions since 2022. What are the top 3 quarterbacks that have thrown the most interceptions since 2022? And obviously, you probably can come up with one by the origin of this question.
See, you just answered the thing I was going to say. In Game of Thrones, there's a character named Peter Baelish. And Peter Baelish, at one moment, is asking questions. And I believe he's speaking with Sansa Stark. And he's like, the key is knowing the motivation of your opponent. If you can know their motivations, you can try to, sort of unpack everything. Where would this question come from? Suddenly, are you just in a trivia mood on May 23rd? A random trivia mood? Or perhaps is there some connective tissue to our topic matter at hand and you choosing to give us this trivia right after I've mentioned Geno Smith? So I know that over last year, he led the league in picks. The last 2-year total has led the NFL in picks. So it's fair to say if we beep, boop, bop, I imagine he's on this list.
Yes, he's on the list.
Okay.
On a side extra note on trivia, would you like to garner how many picks he's thrown since 2022? Would you like to throw that number out there? So, would you like to shuffle up and deal on that?
Okay. So that includes all 4 years of his starting since he became a full-time starter. That started in 2022. So I was just getting the years right because I know it's been 4 years, 3 in Seattle, 1 in Las Vegas. So that includes all of his. So would I venture a guess? So let me see. That's
Come on, let's go. Shuffle up and deal.
50.
Shuffle up and deal.
50.
How many cards are in a deck of playing cards?
Oof. All right. Well, that would be 52.
52 is the number.
Ooh.
52. Hey now. All right. So he was number 1. All right. So that is not the point of the trivia, although that was the easiest one. I want the entire coffee club to understand what waters he's swimming in. Who were the other 2 in the top 3?
Okay. Here's another guess. Wait, let me see. 2022. I don't know if he was a full-time starter since then. So no, I don't think so. So I'll say a name, but I don't think it's Sam Darnold.
That is incorrect.
Okay, he didn't start for all 4 of those years, so he would have had to have monster.
That would have been cool if the top 3 were all Jets.
Yeah,
but no. The point of this is not that.
Kirk Cousins.
That also is incorrect. I'll give you one more opportunity.
Tua.
Incorrect. The top three interception leaders since 2022, and by the way, the other 2 are tied.
All right.
They are Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I should have. That's who I was going to say at the beginning.
And Josh Allen.
Whoa.
Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Those are the top 3. That's exactly my point.
All right.
That is my point about all of this, right? Think about the pain of last year. And I will tell you, as I have watched as many Jets games as I have Cowboys games over the past 3 or 4 years, last year or 5 years, 10 years, however long you've with your delusion on the Jets, I've watched them. And I will tell you, last year was truly the most painful year of all. Although the year of Aaron Rodgers, 3 plays or 4 snaps, that was pretty painful too. But last year was painful, and when you kept going, you know what, guys? Justin Fields is the only starting quarterback that hasn't thrown an interception. He was also the only starting quarterback who hadn't thrown for over 60 passing yards. So what I'm saying is,
I noticed that Justin Fields was that top 3 list you just shared.
Yeah, right. Yes. And who has thrown for the least passing yards in the history of the NFL is a full. Anyways, so I say that we want somebody to throw the ball down the field. That's going to bring some excitement to the game, right? Watching him, 3 yards and a puff of dust and him not throwing the ball down the field. I think it's going to be better. I bring that up to show that you're an elite quarterback. You're a gunslinger. That's what you want to see. And it'll be interesting and exciting for the Jets with Geno starting. That was my point.
No, that's a fair, fun game to play. That's fine. Here, let me. We have super chats and stuff. We'll get to those in a second. But Pop, I'll get to. This is not trivia, but I'm curious for your. How did you describe your Jets fandom?
I'm a commiserating father who's trying to support his son.
Okay. Wow.
I have written articles about the New York Jets.
You have.
I have watched games in the freezing rain of the New York Jets. Yeah. I've watched you cry curled up in a ball on the floor. I've watched you celebrate the drafting of Zach Wilson. I mean, I've watched some astounding things.
I'm not sure if you're there for that one, but yes.
I've watched some astounding.
Mark Sanchez, you were there for that one where we traded up from 17 to 5. I was in your living room, and
I remember when you watching the butt fumble in slow motion. I think we've rewound that in the DVR a few dozen times. Yes, all those things. So a supportive, commiserating father.
So this will be a fascinating question. It's not trivia. It's your opinion, your take. You love giving those. Okay. So I'm about to throw up the Jets schedule, on the screen. And I'll ask you the question I've asked a few Jet fans that have had the chance to answer this question. So here it is. Here's the Jets schedule. Shout out to Jake Asman, his graphic team. Weeks 1 through week 18. Pop, as a commiserating father of a Jets fan, if I gave you the power to guarantee a win, any win, anywhere on the schedule, anywhere from weeks 1 through 18, home or away, I give you the power to do that. And as you say it goes, wherever you had it on the calendar, it would be, no matter what the circumstance was, it would be an automatic W. Which game would you pick and why on the Jets 2026 schedule?
Week 8. No question.
The Raiders?
That's the one I would guarantee that the Jets will win.
What? We don't need magical superpowers. We can win that on our own.
Well, you just asked me which one do I
Yeah,
think
but
they'll
why?
win? Because I think Salah's going to be coming in hot.
Oh,
I
that's
think
week 1, Pop. Titans.
Yeah, no, right. You asked me which one I thought the Jets would win. I thought that was the question.
No. Yeah, so let me reset it because it doesn't sound like you understood. I'm saying I'm giving right now, me and you, I'm giving you magical powers.
Okay.
Any game on this schedule, I'm giving you the powers to guarantee victory in one of them.
Oh, I see.
And you can pick any one you want, home, away, it doesn't matter, anywhere on the schedule. Who would you guarantee the victory against, and for whatever reasons? Your explanation. And again, I thought it was fascinating because of your unique fandom here of what you would pick and why.
If I could guarantee a victory, I would guarantee week 1.
Okay. So no playing around, no cutesy, no goofing around. Just get us 1-0 and we'll go from there. That's
right. 1-0. I think the Jets Nation, if you will, Jets. It's they just deserve a win coming out of the gate, and so that we don't have somebody telling them in week 6 that they're playing for tie for first place at 3-3 or whatever it is. That's just ridiculous. Let's win the first game out of the gate, and it's a winnable opportunity, and then it can help build momentum. So week 1.
I don't know why you keep thinking that's ridiculous. They did play for first place in week.
Nobody's
6.
talking about first place in week 6.
Well,
Nobody's talking about it. You were. I know you were.
Wow.
What was the record going into?
That was 2 years they were ago. 2 and they were 2-3. They would have been 3-3. It was in 2024. Salah had just been fired, and Jeff Wilbur is taking over in week 6, Monday Night Football. Jets Bills. Jets win. They're in first place in the AFC East.
Nobody throws a ticker tape parade for being 500 in the NFL.
It just would have been cool to be relevant, to matter, to be first place through like a month plus of the season, not in the offseason, not in week 1, like legitimately. That's a handful of games into the season. That's like, whoa, okay.
Here we
go.
Fully aligned with I'm fully aligned with NC Green. This team needs to start building. You build an identity, like the reverse of how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You build a building, you build a dynasty, you build a team one brick at a time. And that's the first brick is that first game.
Okay, we'll get back to Jets OTAs in just a second. I see we have a bunch of love being shared. So Philium with a $3 super chat, baby. Let's go. Every time you hear a super chat, we get to listen to my daughter, Zariah Luna. Wow. Tennessee takeover, paint Nashville green. I have heard a lot of Jet fans are going to be in section 110. I will be with Mahar Khalil and his lovely. So thank you again to them for inviting me out. That was beautiful. So I appreciate that. So we're going to be screaming crazy. There you go. Tennessee takeover. So Philly, see a bunch of you guys in 110 is where a bunch of Jet fans are. Jake Asman, Lou B, and Mahar Khalil, Boy Green, a bunch of other people. So hopefully we see a bunch of you guys down there. That should be a lot of fun. Johnny Boy Snowball are going to be there. It's going to be a great time. So I'm glad I'm going to get the opportunity to go. That's terrific. Look at this, our number one Austrian Jets fan. Wow. $10 Euro to the Cup super chat, which is 4 raffle tickets, and all of them are donated to Pop Mania for his birthday. So we've added that to your raffle total, Pop.
Nice. Hey now, thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan.
That was very sweet. Thank you, Austrian. And then one more here. Let's go to Darren McCollum here, $10 super chat. Wow. And there you go for our fallen heroes. Thank you for honoring that, Darren. Very much appreciated. We've added those raffle ticket totals to the leaderboard, Darren, and appreciate that out in the audience. Again, just let's all remember, what's important. Let's try to do that and honor appropriately here during this weekend. All right, Pop, let's get into some more of these OTAs, the players of intrigue. Again, Geno Smith for a lot of obvious reasons. There's a lot to unpack there for him. So let's see how he handles everything. Let's go to defense, and let me hit the old sounder here. A new guy, a new kid on the block, if you
Number 4.
That is Tavondre Sweat. The Jets did one of those rare player-for-player swaps. You don't see that very often. because of contracts and all these other reasons. But the Jets shipped off pass rusher Jermaine Johnson to the Tennessee Titans, our week one opponent, of course. Why wouldn't it be? In exchange for nose tackle T'Vondre Sweat, a big boy who's incredibly young. He still has 2 years left on his rookie deal. Pop. I have a lot of sourcing down there in Tennessee, got to speak with reporters, insiders, media people down there, and they all kept singing the same song about T'Vondre Sweat. Super talented kid. He was a top 40 pick in the draft, but his weight can sometimes get out of control. At one point during his run, he's ballooned over 400 pounds, which is a Mekhi Becton, opposite thing, because Mekhi was on the offensive line, T'Vondre on the defensive line. But when motivated and on the field, the Tennessee Titans people told me that there's not many people on the planet with his unique speed, size, disruptiveness, and everything else. So to me, there's a lot of intrigue here for seeing him running around there on the field. It's hard in OTAs because you're not. It's sort of a passing camp, so you can't get really into the nitty gritty. But just sort of seeing him out there, because the Jets subconsciously and consciously are waving a flag of change, schematically speaking. When you're giving away a pass rusher and getting a true nose, you're telling me that you're running a lot more 3-4 than you have done previously, because he's going to be a space eater there in the middle of your defense. So I'm just fascinated by that chess move, especially since there weren't a lot of defensive tackles available this offseason. We saw John Franklin Myers, who also signed in Tennessee, of course, get $60 million plus bucks. And I don't think he's worth that much, but there just weren't any real defensive tackles available this offseason. So a cool zig by Darren Muji. He's like, wow, we have a defensive tackle need. Yikes, a lot of things aren't available in the draft or free agency. Let me go the trade route instead with the player that obviously they believed in. So T'Vondre, big boy from Tennessee, he intrigues me.
Yeah, so a couple things here. I wasn't a big fan of that trade.
Okay.
Jermaine Johnson, you know what he is good at that our current two edge rushers are not?
What's that?
Stopping the run. Stopping the run. But anyways, T'Vondre needs to do more of his last name, right? He needs to push back from the ding-dongs, the cupcakes, the Twinkies, 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Right? So I do like the move. I don't like losing Jermaine Johnson. I do like the move in regards to finally doing something about the interior defensive line. It was one of the two gaping holes from the 2025 draft. One of them was the defensive. Hello. That is it. I mean, we were jumping up and down, and then right before the start of the season, they scraped up a few people off the bottom of the barrel and did not work out very well. So I like the upside. Hopefully, he's motivated. We all know, and you look at Quentin Williams, right? He was not motivated with the Jets, and apparently, Mr. Sweat didn't do a lot of that when he was on the Tennessee Titans. So it'll be interesting. It's a new page. You look at Quentin Williams, turn the page, and got excited and had a really productive. It's hard for a nose tackle to be productive, but he did what you wanted him to do. So hopefully Sweat, a change of scenery, is really going to step up to the plate, because, the Jets got him for, not a lot. There's not a long-term commitment there from the Jets, so he's got to show up and show out. So hopefully he can fill that center, which has been lacking the rest of the second half of last season.
By the way, a quick super chat coming in here. Mac jumping into the deep end of the pool with a $2 super chat.
Wow.
A belated happy birthday, Hop on Pop. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Mac. One of the owners of an autographed Boy Green and Hop on Pop hat.
Yes.
Yes. As the largest contributor to last year's Wounded Warrior. Salute to Mac, Jets for life.
I just want Mac to know that my Herbie Hancock was the size of his contribution, very large. So I wanted to equate that based on the donation. So that's sort of what went into the thought process there.
Moron. All right.
Anywho, yes, T'Vondre Sweat. I am curious because, again, I hear Dave Briga in here saying, Jermaine Johnson was a good soldier, but overrated, he believes. Interesting. We'll see. Obviously, you're going to have motivation on both sides. There are players on the Tennessee Titans that were on the Titans, they're on the Jets. T'Vondre Sweat, he was cast off from the team. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. in the secondary was cast off from the team, so they should be intrinsically motivated week 1 to show the Tennessee Titans up, and vice versa. There's a million Jets on that friggin' Titans roster that want to give it to the Jets on the other side. So that will be a storyline certainly that we talk about. So I will be interested. Again, you can't take a lot from Devondre Sweat, OTAs, and the
that's right.
trench warfare.
We won't really know until it goes. But what we haven't really talked a lot about. And let me just let me stir this pot a little bit.
Okay.
There was one person, Robert Saleh. I think there's a fine example of a phenomenal position coach or side of the ball coach, if you will, coordinator. They don't always make great, like Dave Wannstedt back in the day, right? Not a great head coach. Not a great head coach. So Robert Saleh, but what he doesn't necessarily do is, AG kind of called him a bitch, if you want to quote MGK.
He did.
He called him a bitch. And so I don't know if I'm Robert Saleh and there's an opportunity to, go out there and show up and show out, that's on the bulletin board, right? Him talking, and the players are going to take that personal. AG talking shit about their coach. And by the way, what's worse about it is he was writing a lot of checks with his mouth that his ass could not cash.
Yeah.
Right. But nobody ever coached these players before. Let me show you. Well,
not ideal.
Yes.
Hey, let me ask you this, because we haven't talked about that. This is from the Jets Collective. I don't think it was this past week. I think it was the week before. We'll see if I get a chance to clip it out. It's one of my many other jobs is doing social media for them. So week 1, the Jets play the Titans, of course. In week 2, the Jets play the Packers. Robert Saleh was the best man at let me make sure I get names right. Matt LaFleur's wedding, who's the Green Bay Packers head coach. Rich Cimini says after week 1, Robert Saleh is going to call up Matt LaFleur and he is going to unload the notebook and say, here's the blueprint. Whether he wins or loses in week 1, here's everything we have to help you beat the Jets. Is that fair or foul?
Will he do it or should he do it?
Okay. So I guess you could comment on both. But if he decides to do it, is that fair? Like, hey, man, it's all love and war? Or is that foul? Like, dude, whoa, that's crossing an unwritten line here. Or maybe written line.
I don't think there is a written line, right? I don't think there is.
I don't think it's called tampering. I don't know what you would call it. I guess not. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. That's the reason you sign the cast off. Like the Jets cuts someone mid-season, and their next opponent scoops them up.
Right?
That's a Bill Belichick move, and you may not like Bill Belichick, but right, and he's obviously some of his tricks cross the line. But that's just hey, you bring the guy in, hey, give me the download. So 100%, and just even if
so
it's
you have just to clarify your stance, so you have no issue if Robert Saleh chooses to do that.
I don't think so. I don't think I have a problem with it.
Interesting.
I wanted to give you a fair answer, not just give you a right. I wanted to give you a fair answer. And I don't have a problem with it necessarily, but yes,
that's sort of
could
petty.
Be on the.
I mean,
it is petty. Well, it's petty is for no reason whatsoever attacking the prior coach who was fired mid-season and calling him out that he couldn't coach. Yeah, that seems petty. So. I actually just call it Tom. That seems Tom.
I see what you did there. I would say this. So, right, obviously, there's some direct stuff for Saul. Glenn said a bunch of crap, but also Saul was replaced eventually by Glenn. So, like, so this is the guy. So, like, there's going to be that. But I think it is in the reverse sense. If I'm Glenn, I can't lose to the X. I have to be. And for all the other reasons, right? They need to win week 1 because, like, it's important the Jets haven't had this 1-0 record on a Sunday opener apparently since 2015, 11 years ago. It's a brutal stat. So, for all those reasons, but I think there's additional reasons, like I can't lose to him for all the, things, the storylines and everything that happened. If he loses to the guy that was fired and you were replacing him, like, ooh.
Well, and realize this, right? Saleh is coming in, right? He's coming in. AG, this is his second year. Right. I know you gave him a huge pat. Well, he's just learning as a head coach. You don't get that opportunity, but he's had that opportunity to crash, burn, get up again, crash, burn, crash, burn. But no, he's coming in second year. Zero excuses. Salah's in a new place.
Although he's been a head coach before.
Sure, he's been a head coach before. Right, not in Tennessee. Completely different.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. Very interesting. Very.
All right, let's get another player. Now, this may I don't know if it'll surprise people. I guess let me not suppose or impose on other people with this. But the next number here on the list is a name you guys, I feel very comfortable. You guys
number 3,
Garrett Wilson. And, some of you may say, yeah, what's the injury? Like, he's a great player. Like, he's really talented. What's the injury? To me, he missed the first 10 games of his career last year. Now, I've seen a bunch of photos from Jets workouts. The media is not there covering it every day. That's not allowed. So we're seeing pictures of Garrett Wilson seemingly making these acrobatic catches. We're seeing random highlight videos of him against no defense, just catching 80-yard bombs. Is he fully healthy? Is he ready and raring to go? It appears so. It appears like after all the injury issues last year that he's back. And he's a straw that stirs the drink. He's got a lot more help in that wide receiver room, the tight end room, all these other places, and maybe we'll get to that later in the list here. But Garrett Wilson has a chance to have his best season ever with Geno Smith. It was a month ago or something, I did an analytical deep dive into Geno Smith since he was a full-time starter and the people he fed. Like, how much could Geno Smith feed the receivers and tight ends around him when he's been the full-time starting quarterback? And his first year, he actually fed multiple 1,000-yard receivers. So I said, Garrett, look, Geno has proven that he can give the rock to the top guys. And so that should be good news for Garrett. So I am sort of just intrigued to see his health, see him running around out there, chemistry with Geno Smith early. I'm very intrigued by some of that.
Yeah, and I think it's more than that.
You tell.
I think, well, I don't think, I know the player who's got the largest contract in New York Jets history.
That's correct.
Is Garrett Wilson.
That's right.
Garrett Wilson, right? And he wanted that, demanded it, you might say. Mm-hmm. And that's a thing now. You've got to live up to that. You can't it's okay to be the quiet guy in the locker room when you're showing up. You can be the quiet guy in the locker room as as the number one wide receiver. But now you're the number one wide receiver. You're coming off an injury. You're the highest paid player in the history of the franchise. You have to strap it on, go out there. You don't have a vocal leader. Geno Smith is not, a transient, if you will. And he's not a Jet. Garrett Wilson's a Jet, been a Jet for life. You've got to stand up and be vocal and lead, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that is what I need from Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson needs to live up to his contract. With Geno Smith, he has the ability to do so. I like Garrett Wilson. I think he is one of the most talented players on the team. But, in reality, we talk about where these players rank in the NFL. He's a middle-of-the-pack wide receiver, never getting more than 1,100 yards. This is his chance, right? Excuses will be over. We'll have multiple options. We've got a quarterback who can throw the ball about the yard. We're not going to bring in Geno Smith's favorite girlfriend to steal catches away from him, right? So this is his time to stand up, step up, be vocal, and help lead the team. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, let's see it. I was talking to this with Judy Batista of the NFL Network earlier this offseason, and we both basically, I threw the question aside and we just started talking about it. Like, man, Garrett has just not reached that upper echelon level of wide receivers, whether it's his fault or quarterback's fault or offense coordinator's fault, blame whoever you want. But we could all just admit that it hasn't happened. He's never had 1,200, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500, 1,600, 1,700 double-digit touchdowns. Like, there are some mile markers that are drawn in the sand of that's what elite receivers do. Jamar Chases do this. Justin Jeffersons do this. And for a brief period of time, now a lot of receivers are starting to get paid, so he's falling down the list. But at the time, he was a top 5. You mentioned him. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Bing, Boom, Bam, and Garrett Wilson was in that A.J. Brown or those guys that were in that top 5 when Garrett Wilson was paid. And those receivers delivered double-digit touchdown receivers. Those receivers delivered 1,800-yard seasons, 1,700-yard seasons. We haven't seen it from Garrett. I want to see him take that next leap. To me, the reason he hasn't has been terrible quarterback play. But
agree 100%.
But now that you have Geno Smith, I think he can unlock a level that Garrett has to equal this too. But Geno provides a possibility, an opportunity, and if both cylinders are firing here, there's a chance for Garrett Wilson to deliver the best season he's had as a pro.
Yeah. And that's really it, right? The reasons I won't say they're excuses, right? Because he did lead the Jets. He did get those 1,100 yards despite having some terrible quarterback play. The year he had a decent quarterback, it got completely convoluted because Aaron Rodgers had 2 of his best buddies on the team that he was forcing the ball to with Adams and Lazard. So no, what I am saying, to be very clear, is this is his opportunity to step up. This opportunity to lead that wide receiver room, which frankly was terrible, right? And what was the reason for it? Was it the talent in the wide receiver room? Another clear gap last year. We talked about defensive tackle, another clear gap. We didn't go sign whatever, scrape, beg, borrow, and steal a number 2 wide receiver. And that was another huge contributor to the problem. So I think Garrett Wilson, we will really see what he's capable of. On a bad team, he's been capable of being the number 1 wide receiver, getting that 1,100 yards, whatever that looks like. He was on a really good pace last year. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Now with Sadiq, with hopefully Mason Taylor stepping up, and our new rookie, Omar
Cooper Jr.
Cooper Jr. Right now, you're not going to be able to double team everybody with Breeze coming out of the backfield. So it'll be very interesting. If Garrett Wilson does not get in excess of 1,200 yards, then that will tell us something. There's a lot of things that have been in his way. And once we see the clear, now the deck's cleared and he needs to show up.
Yeah, that would be a very maybe people are going to be whatever about it, but that would be a very disappointing result. I mean, I'd have to hear the context, I guess, but for whatever, if he does not reach 1,200 plus yards, which seems like start doing the math on a 17-game season, that seems super manageable and reasonable for a guy, because if Garrett is getting double teamed, then someone else has to be winning, whether that's Omar or Kenyon or whoever out there in the audience.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the next guy on this list. Let's keep rolling here. Let's keep it rolling.
Number 2.
Kenyon Sadiq. I'm just going to go right out and say it. Jets rookie. He was a 16th overall pick. I was there for that moment when he was drafted in Pittsburgh. And, everyone in our group thought it was going to be Mekhi Lemon, the USC wide receiver. We all huddled up. And as we're debating who could it every time the Jets were on the clock or coming up, we huddled up as Jet fans in that pit and said, hey, who do you think it could be? And there was Mekhi Lemon for sure, Mekhi Lemon. And the name I said, maybe it could be Kenyon Sadiq, guys. Maybe it could be. And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, all right. I think it's going to be Mekhi Lemon, but maybe. I don't know. We're just throwing names out here. And they took him, and I was just stunned, holy crap. They freaking took this tight end. We've been rumored forever. Brock Bowers. Michael Mayer, apparently the Jets are very high on in 2023. Apparently he was in the conversation at 16th overall or 15th overall, excuse me. So they had been talking about Tyler Warren. There's all kinds of rumors. They didn't pull the trigger. Then finally now they did. So a lot of pressure on Sadiq the Freak to see what they can do. You need an offensive coordinator that's going to be creative enough to be able to use these guys in the room. So I am intrigued. Sadiq, as Rich Samedi has pointed out, he's a little raw. He is relatively new to the tight end position. He has not been playing it for a long time. His collegiate numbers don't overwhelm you of what he was able to do in college. He was only a full-time starter his final year at Oregon. So there's a lot of tantalizing things here, but how do they use this kid who's sub 4.4 fast? That's either tied for the fastest tight end of all time, or it's second to Vernon Davis. There's some questions about the stopwatch time for one Vernon Davis back in the day. But either way, he's a freak. So how can you not be excited about this huge splash of talent in the tight end room?
Yeah, I would tell you, anybody that's interested, go look at the their stats in college, Mason Taylor and Sadiq, and you'll find them shy of touchdowns. You'll find them almost identical. Almost identical. So it is interesting that they drafted. He was not on my bingo card. I think that the ability to have both of them on the field will help both of them. Actually, Mason Taylor will benefit from having Sadiq on the field. Having obviously a better quarterback will help them both. So it was interesting. His speed is clearly a difference maker, and we had speed last year. We just didn't throw it to it. So Gino is going to sling the ball. So he's going to. This is a great weapon. I think it potentially was a little early in the draft to take him.
Really?
But
Okay.
right. I mean, I don't know. You take it. A lot of times you draft a player based on, seldom in the first round you draft a player based on pure potential because his stats weren't there. To your point, 1 year starter. We tanked for Ty. We weren't interested in him at all because it was a 1 year sample size. The Sadiq really had 1 year sample size, and it wasn't that great, right? We got wowed by the speed, right, and the potential. So that's all. I hope he comes out, shows out, and it's phenomenal. His was really one season, and his stats weren't earth shattering, right? Mm-hmm. The speed does make it very interesting.
Let's get a member super chat in here. Hey, now it is Snowball from Jets Worldwide. Hit it.
Wow.
A member for 17 months here on the channel. Thank you, Jets Worldwide. Appreciate that. A milestone chat well spent. Happy birthday, Pops, and thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, there you go. Beautiful. Thank you. Snowball and Jets Worldwide will have an announcement on you here in a little bit here on the program. All right, let's work on over to number one. I don't think number one should surprise people. I even heard a few people in the chat saying who their number one player was.
Number one.
The number one player on the New York Jets, it intrigues me most as we head into OTAs, is rookie quarterback Cade Klubnik, formerly of Clemson. I just tweeted out this clip on the Jets Collective account, and this is something that surprised me, Pop. I thought for sure that if I'm Aaron Glenn and I'm Geno Smith, he's clearly my QB1, and now who do I want to be my QB2? I thought AG would say to himself, I don't want what happened last year with the whole Brady Cook disaster and Tyrod couldn't stay healthy. I want a guy I know can at least hold down the fort, a pro's pro. And I thought that may lead them to Russell Wilson or some Cooper Rush, somebody. But apparently, according to Rich Smith, he said this on the Jets Collective, the Jets are holding off on adding a veteran, which they did a lot of homework on, including Russell Wilson, and they're going to let these young kids compete. And that is Bailey Zappi, that is Brady Cook, and obviously Cade Klubnik. Geno Smith is the QB1. So let these other three guys just eat up OTA reps, eat up mandatory minicamp reps, and then they're going to reassess the quarterback room after. Do we need a veteran, or can we rock with this group? And apparently, Samini continues to say the Jets are really high on Cade Klubnik. Now, you should say, well, obviously, isn't that why they drafted him? But to hold off on a veteran has to mean that he's showing the right things behind the scenes. We only have a very limited rookie minicamp. They're about to mix the waters of veterans and rookies next week. So the fact that the Jets are so high on him and they're apparently giving him a shot to earn this job potentially, to me, if you're a Jets fan, how is that not outstanding news about his early development here just shortly after being drafted a month ago from today?
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think the Jets, and again, I won't hold the coaching staff of today and compare it with the coaching staff of yesteryear, but the Jets over the past 5 years have done a good job of making sure they have a solid number two quarterback. You go back to the Aaron Rodgers lost year, right, and all our eggs were in the Zach Wilson basket. Knowing that Tyrod was made out of glass, behind him was anybody back there? The year before that, let him boil. I mean, it's just, I'm not a head coach. I've never been an NFL quarterback, but they've let some players go that really intrigue me. And it's not Zappi, and it's not Brady Cook, right? They let Hendon Hooker go, and that confused me. I would have thought Frank Wright would have really wanted an opportunity to evaluate him, not, sign him to something to keep him away from another team, make it show that you're interested in him. With Frank Reich, I think there's opportunity there. Hendon Hooker at one point, was one of the top quarterbacks in college football
Heisman
and
runner. Yeah.
Heisman runner. And so, they know. I don't know. But there's one that I was very confused with me. We let him go, especially with who he took, who he kept. And so Klubnik will be the one to really understand. And just real quick before I stop talking, this
Please.
is for Jared B.
Ooh, what is that?
This is a Ukrainian chocolate bar from Romania.
Well, what's the name of it?
Lakmi. LACMI.
Okay, there you go. I
By
appreciate you
Russian, right there.
Yeah, saying it in the native tongue. I appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go.
All right, beautiful. All right, well, those are the top 5 to me most intriguing Jets players heading into OTAs. I think you can make a conversation for a lot of different guys, so that was worth discussing. So, Pop, I think it's finally time here to let some certain cats out of the bag here for the tailgate extravaganza. What do you say?
Yeah, this is. I think that's exactly what we called it. It's not the tailgate extravaganza. It's the Boy Green experience. It's the Boy Green experience with all these components at the Cloverleaf Tavern, at parking lot to be named later, at the game, in the sections. It's the Boy Green experience.
So let's get into it, folks. I told you guys I would have updates for you as soon as possible, and there are updates to be shared. So if you hadn't heard this already, the game choice was official. We will be tailgating for the Week 5 New York Jets versus Cleveland Browns game. That is on Sunday, October 11th. The game kickoff is set for 1 o'clock. Here are some of the key details of this that are important to be known right now. Our price is now locked in, people. It's the same price as last year, but much better seats. So it's $300 for the entire package. Here's what the package will include: a game ticket to sit with us. We will be in the hundreds. Okay, so a full section in front of what we were last year. Details to come, hopefully the next 2 or 3 weeks on that final location. But we now know that it's in the hundreds, guaranteed. A tailgate ticket. The food, of course, will be prepared by professional chef Kevin Gilbert, and Woody will provide drink. We'll have water, Gatorade, BYOB situation, so you guys can feel free to bring whatever additional drinks you would like. And then a rally game day towel, which I have a mock-up of that we're going to give to everybody. Now, let me make this clear. If you buy the $300 package, you get everything included. If you just buy a tailgate ticket, which is possible, there's some season ticket holders out in our audience that just want to come for the tailgate portion. That's all right as well. But there's no rally game day towel for those people. It'll exclusively be for the people that buy the entire package here. So there you go. That's what's going to be going on. The tailgate will start at 10 a.m. at a parking lot to be named later. We'll keep you guys posted on that once we get closer. But it's $300. So here's the thing, folks. If this interests you and you want to jump in, now is the time. We're collecting money. As a matter of fact, I already collected money from a few people last night. If you showed any interest in this previously by filling out the Excel sheet, check your email. You should have received an email from me last night. I already sent an email individually to everyone on the list, and I gave you all the details I just shared right now. So we're moving on to the next step. I am looking to confirm. So for those out there in the audience, if you received an email, you're like, damn, suddenly week 5 isn't good for me. I've got a family event. Just let me know. No worries. I'll take you off the list. So it's first come, first serve on the list. I went in chronological order. So that's how it will be served. And you guys can start paying immediately. Even if it's just tailgate ticket, those are $50 a pop. The overall package is $300. So that is the entire shish kebab all together here of everything that's going on for this tailgate, which will be super exciting. And Pop will be there as well. So excellent here as well. So again, Jets Browns week 5. If you guys are interested, like you're hearing about this for the first time, make sure you email me. That is Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. PAULA the letter ESDEN at Let me just throw this up on the screen. Maybe that'll make it easier. Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. PaulAEsdenJr at gmail.com. If you're like, Paul, I just heard about this on the show. I'd love to go. Tailgate tickets, there will be 100 sold, and then that's it. It's over. There's no more to be sold, and that's the most amount of people that Chef Kevin Gilbert can serve. That will be the food and drink. So people, please reach out ASAP. I've already reached out to you if you've shown interest, and we are collecting and locking people down for this wonderful event. There is a deadline. It's coming up on June 10th. That's when I need the money by. So start getting your shekels together, because immediately I then have to shift that money over to the New York Jets. So again, by June 10th. So talk to your families. You still have 2 weeks or so to figure it all out. I appreciate the people that have already locked in already. I'm keeping track of all that behind the scenes. This price also, just to share this, does not include a parking pass. When we get closer to the event, if you bought a game ticket through me, you will have an opportunity through a special discount link to get a discount parking pass code. If you just buy a tailgate pass through me, you can't get this code. It's only for people that buy a game ticket through me that will have this special discounted price available. Last year was $45. I don't know if that's going to be the price again this year. I'm not sure, but I will know. I will have that link ready for you guys later in the process. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Pop, anything you want to say about the tailgate here?
Yeah, I would tell you this whole, and I call it the Boy Green experience.
Sure.
With cast and crew. I think from, and I said it last week, I believe, live from Romania. Hey.
Yeah.
The Cloverleaf Tavern that Saturday night, this tailgate, Lou B in the van, the chef Kevin Gilbert in the food. We'll do the Boy Green raffle. We'll have prizes giveaway. It's going to be an event. It is not a one thing in the tailgate. It's an entire weekend extravaganza. It is amazing. Now is the time to sign up. I will tell you, those seats last year were excellent, and we're even going to be better this time. So can't wait. Best time, same price. What can you think of costs the same last year as it this year as it does last year for a better product? I don't know. Nothing is the answer. So sign up now.
Yes. Also, folks, to everything my pop just said, we'll have more details in the restaurant takeover. There will also be a sign-up sheet for that soon. I'll let you guys know in the coming weeks. That is the night before. So the game is Sunday, October 11th. We're doing the tailgate. We're all sitting together. We're doing all that fun jazz. That'll be cool. The night before, Saturday, October 10th, my beautiful fiance's birthday, we will do a wonderful party in the private room. I've already booked it with Chef Kevin Gilbert upstairs. If you guys are going to the game and the tailgate, you're like, yeah, I want to hang out with you guys even more, then please come. If for some reason you can't go to the game and you're like, oh man, I can't go to the game, well, this is another avenue to go. Several people went to our restaurant takeover the night before that were unable to attend the game. Snowball, Jets Aunt 82, Aunt Jets 82, excuse me. So there's a bunch of people in the audience that just said, hey, cool, we get to hang out with you guys and have a good time. We will be doing giveaways and a lot of fun stuff for the people that are there. So hopefully you guys have a good time and we can sort of rally the troops and get ready for this Jets-Browns game. So more details to come on that. But the important thing right now is this. Again, $300 for the overall package. It's a game ticket that'll be in the hundreds where we're all sitting together. There'll be a tailgate ticket for food and drink all together, and a rally game day towel as well. All three of those items for $300 per person. And if you have questions, inquiries, anything, I just saw I received a few emails in the middle of me talking. Terrific. Again, that is Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. You can reach out and have questions like, hey, Paul, what about this? What about this? What about this? You can reach out and say, Paul, I'm ready. Add me to the list. Me and however many people are required. So really looking forward to this event. Glad that we're able to finalize pricing and everything else over the last 12 hours or so, when I got the final word for everything. That's super exciting and things of that nature. I do want to answer this question. Max saying Espresso Club meeting tonight. So this is going to be probably the most bizarre Espresso Club meeting ever, and here's why. I have a Syracuse Mets game I'm supposed to do this evening. However, there appears to be heavy rain in the forecast. So I've been told by people that are involved that they don't believe that this game may be going through, but it's up to Mother Nature, so I have no control of that. So if that gets called early enough, we'll have our Espresso Club meeting at a reasonable time, like 8 o'clock tonight. However, if there's some extracurricular activity, It's going to happen at some point this evening, but it may be super late. So just stay tuned, people. I'll keep you updated with it. I'm sorry for all the hoopla, but unless, Pop, you're going to give me a surprising update here, next week, technically, is when we normally would do the Espresso Club, but we're all going to be together, and whatever the Wi-Fi situation is to plans, I don't know everything. You have the itinerary in front of you, not me, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. So I assume that the Espresso Club this weekend, like tonight, would make more sense than next week, correct or no?
That is correct. There'll be a lot of things going on here at the Esden Zone next weekend. A lot of beep, boop, bop. A lot of things going on. That's my boy.
Okay, good. So I assumed correctly. So excellent. So yes, guaranteed we'll have the Espresso Club tonight. So stay tuned for it, folks. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, there is a join button on your screen if you're watching on YouTube. There's 2 levels to join: the Boy Green Coffee Club for $2.99 a month, and the Boy Green Espresso Club for $5.99 a month. In the Boy Green Espresso Club, you have access to our fantasy football league. We do a couple of those custom just for our Boy Green Espresso Club members, which is awesome. And we do a private show for you once every month that does not go to the public. It does not go to the coffee club. And we can talk about anything and everything: Jets, life, family, movies, TV shows. I mean, we really unpack a lot of different materials on the Espresso Club. And it's been cool to have this group continue to grow. We're at over 30 plus members to the Espresso Club, which is wonderful. So yes, the Espresso Club meeting should be tonight. Time TBD. I'm sort of a little bit up to the Mother Nature gods, unfortunately, but I will keep you guys posted on that. So just be on the lookout. If you're an Espresso Club member, you will get an alert on YouTube for some of those things being set up here in just a little bit. So excellent. All right, Pop, man, I'm fired up for this thing. It should be a lot of fun. So Jets, Browns, baby. Again, guys, make sure you guys email me with any interest in attending that event. Again, we're collecting money immediately. Thank you to a lot of people who paid last night. I appreciate that. That helps me because immediately I'm going to start doling out this money to the New York Jets. So the quicker I receive it, the better it is for me, as opposed to any procrastinators at the end. That'll make it difficult to send all that through. So June 10th is the cutoff deadline. If you guys need to save up a few shekels or figure out your plans, June 10th is the latest I can accept money at this point for these tickets I'm going to be submitting to the New York Jets. So folks, inquiries or any interest or anything of that nature, make sure you guys reach out. And then one random other event here, Pop. Gang Green Beach Club, baby. Boy Green's headed to Atlantic City. That could be dangerous. HQ2 Beach Club, July 11th on Saturday. Go to ganggreenbeachclub.com for more details. That's at the Ocean Casino Resort. I'll be there with Lou B, Jake Asman, so many great beat reporters and Jets content creators for the team. I'm very excited for it. The doors will open at 12 on Saturday, July 11th. They'll close at 6. It's 21 and over. It's a beach party, so you guys can wear shorts and tank tops and whatever other beach wear that you guys would like. It's going to be marvelous. I can't wait for this event. It'll be spectacular. You do not have to stay at the Ocean Casino Resort. You could stay at a different property or just come for the day. Drive into Atlantic City, hang out for the party, and then go home after. So hopefully that's all the details. Any new information or anything you want, go to ganggreenbeachclub.com. It has more info and where you can buy tickets. They're $25 a pop. So ganggreenbeachclub.com. Boy Green's going to be busy. We got freaking beach club. We've got the 3 games I'm going to in the first 5 weeks of the season. Good Lord have mercy.
Hey now. Yep, and I will not be attending, unfortunately, just for full disclosure.
No,
Imamji, your hot mom.
Sure.
She'll be doing a triathlon to raise money for cancer. So I see she just popped up in the comments. So
hey, there you go. Shout out to Imamji. Doing God's work. I'm not surprised. But see, hey, credit to Imamji that she's putting down a potential margarita to be raising money for charity, which she could have been at the Gangrene Beach Club there in Atlantic City. So
let's be quiet about the lack of a margarita.
Maybe you can do it while raising money for charity. We'll see what happens. All right, Pop, are you ready for some phone line action?
Yep, I can do a little phone line, and then I've got my honey-do list stretches around the corner. I've been in the great state of New Hampshire only for about 3 days in the past 40. So I've got a few things to catch up on.
Fair enough. We'll answer as many phone calls as we can. Your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3.
Whoa! Boy Green, fucking baby.
It's actually just football, man.
Let's go, everybody. I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. The phone lines are open. That's youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Feel free to call into the show, get your participation trophy for the day. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and the audio-only version of the podcast is also available out there in the audience. I know how big of a fan you are of participation trophies, Pop.
No, but you know who doesn't get a participation trophy is your mom. Your mom, she is at the church right now, raising money to help support the community and the church. So she's a new to you sale now. So even if you're in New York, you can still drive over now and come to church, get some gently used items to help raise money for charity.
Hey, look at that! Isn't that cool? That Boy Green Daily is through the is being heard in the Holy House. All right, nice. Okay, shout out to God if you're tuning in right now to Boy Green Daily New York Jets video show, baby.
Moron.
All right. Anywho, Pop, we do have, phone lines and everything that we're going to be going through here on the program. I do just want to give another shout out to everybody that's gifted so far. T-Town Jet gifted a membership. Philium with a super chat. Austrian Jets fan giving you some birthday raffles, which are very nice. Darren McCollum super chat. Mac with a happy birthday shout out. And Jets Worldwide, a member for 17 months, giving you some more birthday love as well. Let's get to some comments here, Pop. Let's dive into some of those here on the program, including Imamji. Salute for doing some God's work there, which is amazing. Are you rooting for the Knicks, Pop? Let me just get that random one in there.
Who?
The team that's up 2-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals, 2 games away from their first NBA Finals since the 90s.
Am I rooting for the New York Knicks?
That's correct. Yeah.
So I'll be completely honest that I've been unplugged. I've been in Romania without ESPN, not complaining, working a large number of hours. I recognize that the Knicks are in the semifinals against, I think, Cleveland.
That's correct? Yep, Cleveland. They're up 2-0 on Cleveland right now.
Who's in the West?
Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs.
Really? Huh. But the answer to that is a no. No, yeah. I'm not. You're rooting for the New York Knicks.
By the way, the Thunder are up 2-1 on the Spurs. They won Game 3 in San Antonio last night. Players got into a huge shoving match. It got a little frisky there, but we'll see where it goes. So OKC stealing home court advantage there in San Antonio. So we'll see what happens there as well. We have a lot of
I'm not rooting for the Knicks. I don't think I could do that. If they win, tip of the cap to them. So I wish them no ill will, but I wouldn't root for them.
See, here's the thing. I don't understand. So Scotty Mayhem, who's been gone for a long time, is in our comment section. He's the Knicks fan in the room. And
poker player, right?
Yes, that's right.
He's the one who lost a bet to. Which actually is about to run its course. So I expect right after the finals are over, you're going to in the summer be rocking out the Celtics gear again. But
that's true. The thing that I don't get, though, is like I said, when the Celtics are eliminated, I totally overlooked the 76ers, and I still would because they stink. But, once they lost, I said that I'm not rooting for the 76ers. Some people say, the team that beat you root for them, and they win the championship, and look, it looks better on you. And I'm like, nah. That's not how I feel about it at all. So I said, sure, if the Knicks win this thing, they haven't won it since 73. We have a lot of Knicks fans in our audience. Fine with me. I'll root for the Knicks the rest of the way here. I got no issue with that. But I see Scotty Mayhem in here saying, I see 2 Celtics fans not wearing Celtics gear today. Like, suck it. Like, whoa, why are you wasting all your mental space on me? I haven't said nothing about anything. You guys, by the way, Knicks, and now this is where it gets nasty. I didn't even try to be nasty. You guys are lucky you got the 76ers. The Celtics would have given you a lot more problems, but it's fine. They didn't move on. You guys moved on. You're 2 games from the NBA Finals. Why are you wasting energy throwing any kind of heat over this way? I don't understand.
Right. Celtics were eliminated a long time ago. Does that make us feel great? No, They're not in it. And whoever wins. I would say I'm apathetic to the NBA playoffs at this point. Right.
By the way, I see old Yankin here saying, "Dan, count me and the wife in BG. We're gonna pay after the wedding. We won't have it by then. No worries. There are special circumstances, of course. I'll try to work with any of you out there. Old Yank, I want you and your wife to be able to attend. That's amazing. So we'll figure it out. I promise. So, old Yank, you can reach out to me separately. I did email everybody that's on the list, and old Yank, you were one of the people, of course, on the list. So talk to me separately, and we'll work it out. I promise. But yeah,
I'll say it. I'll say it. There's a 0.0% chance that the New York Knickerbockers will be redeemed. There you go.
That feels unnecessary, and perhaps you should take that back with your previous math history there. I don't know if that's
0.0. By the way, why do New York teams have such odd names? Metropolitans, Knickerbockers. And I think someone the other day said, what mascot is, I think this is Philly Noodles or somebody, somebody's like, what's the mascot for the, what's the mascot for the Metropolitans? How does that line up to their name? Talk about the Phillies, the big green thing.
Yeah.
The Knickerbockers. What is that?
Right? I don't know. I'm not sure. Here, by the way, is I don't. Let me look what his name is too. I don't understand if I'm just being candid. Most mascots, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a bison. I don't. The thunder of the bison stomping through. Is that what they're saying?
Thundering herd. Yeah, bison. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, you can make a tie. Some of them you can't make a tie, right? You're like, what?
Like the Orlando Magic. What is that weird thing down there? I don't know. I
don't even think I've ever seen it.
Okay, I'll pull that up in a second. But here you go. Here's the Phillies guy. Okay, here's this green bastard.
Fanatic,
what the hell is this thing? What's up with this blowhorn there? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's called the Philly Fanatic.
Yeah, Philly 10 Fanatic. Yep.
I don't know. Let me look up the Orlando. I know. Let's see. Where is he? Yeah. Oh, look at this goofy ass bastard. I don't know. Is he Puff the Magic Dragon? I don't know what the hell's going on here. So, yeah, the Orlando guy is this weird looking, and I don't know why everyone has to be this furry green creature. Not really sure what's going on there either. But yeah, this is just. This is
you have the magic there.
Yes, the magic is about to come up here on the screen. 1 second, I'm pressing a bunch of buttons back here. We'll switch it out. Although it's weird that these two things sort of look a little bit similar here as we're talking mascots here on the program. Here it is. It is right here. Here's the Orlando Magic one. And they have those things where they have the things in the blowhorns. They press some button and there's two yellow things in the nostrils just woo-hoo, zoom out. It's a little weird.
What is that?
I don't know. A dragon, I guess. A magic dragon, maybe. Maybe that's what they're going for. Again, I don't know. The mascots don't make any sense.
Yeah, does not make any sense.
All right. Anywho, yeah. So that part is a little confusing. So, Pop, we'll make sure that we will have to get out of here by 9:00 for all your errands and everything that you'll be cooking up and having things going on. And I'll make sure we have everything ready. Let's go to the phone lines here. We'll kick it off with Thunder Beast.
All right. Well, we might as well move along then.
All right. That's it.
Hey, now.
So, yeah, that's all we got. So, Pop, is there anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I just remember this weekend, just take a moment, pause, think about the people that made the ultimate sacrifice. And then, take a moment of silence. Other than that, it's exciting times in Boy Green Nation. Getting ready for the Boy Green extravaganza, the thing on July 11th. What is it called again?
That is the Gangrene Beach Club, gangrenebeachclub.com for more details at the Ocean Casino Resort. I will be staying there at that beautiful establishment.
Oh, wow. Whoa, big Boy Green's big time.
Well,
and then We also, I don't think we put up the raffle for this week. Have
Oh,
we?
sure. Yeah, there we go.
For this
That's
month.
got
Sorry.
that's gotten some rave reviews, so I'm very proud. I like it when you guys like the items that I cook up. You're gonna like some other items. I dug up some more prizes, which is going to be pretty cool. So yes, let me show you guys our raffle prizes for this month, which, like I said, has gotten rave reviews. And it is this: we have a Garrett Wilson Funko Pop New York Jets polo and a New York Jets sideline hat, 3930 Flex Fit hat. It is half Kelly green, half cream. There you go. Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Don't forget to tip your bartenders, right?
Amen.
But I would tell you that, as you're bebopping around, I think you need to rein in the number of games you go to. There's a lot of people that count on you for the play-by-play. So I think you've maxed out,
I think
young man.
Yeah.
You need to wrestle out the other 14 games working on your play-by-play. So,
yeah. That's not something I thought I was ever going to do. Well, I mean, as a kid and dreaming of like doing it professionally, but like in this world of YouTube, I never thought that would be something people would want or that I would do. But man, people got a real good kick out of it. Last year was our first full season. And then the year before we did a game or two. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. So yes, I will be out of commission for 3 of the first 5 games, which is less than ideal for a season, but I'll be hitting the road for all these games, which will be terrific. So very happy about that. So we'll make sure we do that. Hey, look, some Johnny Boy JB action, who's a part of that poster over there. Johnny Boy and Snowball will be, of course, attending the huge, massive, as Pop has been calling it, the Boy Green Experience. That'll be coming up here in October. Johnny Boy, happy to have you guys a part of it.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. Thank you. We were excited. Pops, good morning.
good morning.
Thank you for your service, my good sir. BG, good morning.
Yes.
We got to talk about the original poster, though. There was an original poster that was.
I don't know if I still have it. Maybe I have it over the phone. So yeah, here we go. So
There
yeah,
was-
so yeah, let me see. I definitely texted it to you guys. Okay, here here it is. Okay, so I will show you guys this. Also, I see we got some Venmo super chat. Beautiful. Okay, I will put that down. We have actually, let me do that real quick. I see before I forget. Shout out. You guys can always utilize this. I appreciate the people that do when you PayPal or Venmo raffle tickets in. Now, Jenny says, "Happy birthday, Pops, but these raffles are for me, baby." Nice. Send the message and get your own raffle ticket, smart man. T-Town Jet. So 2
Nice.
raffles.
Respect.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, "Hey, man, happy birthday." I mean, these raffle tickets are for me, but yeah, let's go. A beautiful 12 raffle tickets now for T-Town Jet. Again, if you guys see it at the end of the scrolling ticker, PayPal and Venmo is at BoyGreen25. That avoids the YouTube fees and sends it directly to me. So if you guys ever want to make it to that level, I appreciate it. No matter how you guys gift, I appreciate it. But at BoyGreen25, BoyGreen25. But no, as we're putting this poster together, Pop, because Jets Worldwide was going to announce that they're going to be partnering with us this year, I had to throw together a quick graphic for now. This isn't the permanent one. I'm making a different one once all the details are in our tailgate section and Chef Kevin Gilbert. We're putting a lot of stuff on there. But our temporary first one was, I said, hey, I've got a picture of Johnny Boy in the poncho. Like, yeah, that's not difficult. We got Johnny Boy in the poncho. Yeah, that part's easy. I have you covered. But I said, Snowball. Like, I don't have a, thankfully, I'm sure you guys would be concerned if I have random pictures of Snowball just sort of hanging out my phone. So I didn't have one available. So Johnny Boy hooked me up on the initial poster, Pop. Here is the Snowball picture he sent in.
Oh, nice.
That's
Nice.
what I thought that was touching. Johnny Boy thought I was going to really run with it. He's like, whoa. I was just kidding, man. Like, wait
By the way, that picture of Johnny Boy looks like he's just popped out of a van down by the river.
I might have. I mean, I'm there. I mean, Mark wants me to, my bad for my dog. Mark wants me to, pop off some guacamole, pop off some salsa, so.
Well,
Are you bringing any of that to the tailgate?
I will do none of that because I give you guys some guacamole. It's going to be the most black looking guacamole you might have ever had. Yeah, it's just going to be horrible.
Okay, Johnny Boy. Is there anything you wanted to get off your chest in the middle of your dog situation there?
Yeah, the Garrett Wilson, man. So I think Garrett Wilson would rather win than actually care about his yardage. And I think if the W's are there, I think he would care less about if he gets over 1,000 yards or whatever. My bad on my dog, dude. It's little. He saw my wife and he's going ape shit right now. So
yeah, that's all right.
But yeah, but I mean that's. I wanted to ask you that.
Wait, what's wrong with Garrett Wilson, boy? Whoa. Is he stuck in a well?
Well, I don't. You know, actually,
Whoa.
on the flight yesterday, I watched a few movies and I watched Anchorman. What's that, Baxter? I don't speak Mexican, right? You remember that when Baxter's talking to Ron Burgundy? Yes. Anyways, hey, now I would say this to Johnny Boy. I would like to agree with you, but I seem to remember, and he's not a vocal person, Garrett Wilson, and I'm not. He seemed less than pleased when he was sharing the ball with Devontae. He didn't seem, he didn't necessarily, he wasn't running around complaining, but it seemed like he may have mentioned one or two things that he preferred to be the primary source. But I agree. I mean, that's a team. I think he's going to have to spread the ball around. I think he's going to easily be capable of getting 1,000 yards or more, being the primary receiver. And they're not going to be able to double team everybody, especially with Brees coming out of the backfields. I expect for the first time be north of 1,200 yards. But I do think it's a wide receiver thing, right? From Keyshawn to T.O. to Jerry, right? Just give me the damn ball. So, otherwise there's a little bit of that in every wide receiver.
I think so.
I mean, what if it's spread completely around, and it's I mean, Kenyon is going off, he's having an okay season. Omar, I mean, and it's like we're starting to see the actual ball being spread around, and maybe he gets like 900 yards, but he's just a touchdown machine. And then you get an A.D. Mitchell that is getting a lot more yardage. I mean, that's what I'd rather see. I'd rather see this offense be completely, spread around and kind of go from there. I'm excited. I think Geno Smith, kind of to your point, what you were saying earlier about the Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in regards to them on how much they actually throw the ball and get the ball inside, but he's trying to get the ball down the field. So I just hope they get it right. I hope Frank can really unleash this offense where they have a lot of weapons this time around. And I think Brees is going to have a big year. And I'm hoping that Brees is going to have a big year as well. So,
me too. Thanks, Johnny Boy.
Appreciate you guys, man. You guys be good.
You're the man. Johnny Boy here on the program. Excellent. All right, Pop, why don't you put you said you have a Brody update to share, yes?
Yeah. So Brody remains in the hospital. I think his runway is probably about 2 more weeks in the hospital. He still has to undergo probably about 4 more procedures before he can exit from the hospital. He is working on physical therapy. His voice is slowly coming back. I think we may see a guest appearance of Brody on one of these Boy Green dailies in a couple weeks. And so hopefully it'll be from a rehab center and not the hospital, but we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, 2 weeks from today, expect a live Brody update during Boy Green Daily.
All right, beautiful. Well, Pop, this was quite a program. Thank you, everybody, again, for the Pop birthday wishes, which his birthday was yesterday. Appreciate that. Again, Memorial Day weekend's coming up. Make sure you guys, it is here, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is, upon us immediately here. Please make sure that you guys are, remembering, what this is all about. And please make sure you guys do so. There should be an espresso club meeting at some point later tonight. We can pencil it in for 8:00, but again, I'm looking outside and the weather does look terrible. So we'll see what Mother Nature has in course. If they call this game early, then espresso club is on and I'll give an announcement. If the game is rain delayed, I'm going to have to go to the station, press all kinds of buttons, and do fancy schmancy stuff. So that will delay the Espresso Club meeting, but it will happen at some point tonight, even if it is super late. And Pop, as we wrap up here, your buddy Chef Kevin Gilbert, a.k.a. Fastest Food Reviews, the YouTube channel he does with his son, which is awesome. $5 super chat.
Wow.
Good morning, BG and Pops. Happy birthday, Pops. I think Johnny Boy's dog was saying, feed Brees the Rock. Let's go, Jets. Let's go, Knicks. Brody Strong. Huh?
Brody Strong.
Row, row, row. Give Brees more carries. Row, row, row. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, Moore's a receiver. Row, row, row.
Oh, shoot, he folded like a lawn chair.
Whoa, easy there, pal. All right, beautiful. Well, fastest food reviews, aka Chef Kevin Gilbert. Thank you for the super chats. I got you up to 16 raffle tickets. Thank you so much for our contest. Appreciate the super chat coming in. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. I got a few emails I just saw. I will answer those after the show about inquiries about the tailgate. I'll plug that one more time. Week 5, Jets-Browns game. That game's locked in. We're 100% doing that game. It's going to be me and Woody. Jets Worldwide is going to be there. Lou B is going to be there. Chef Kevin Gilbert. So many wonderful people that make this magical experience happen. That is Week 5, Jets-Browns, Sunday, October 11th. Game kicks off at 1. Our tailgate starts at 10 a.m. The specific lot of our tailgate is TBD. We'll keep you guys posted on that. But you will know that well before we get there. So don't worry about that. It is $300 per person. You get a game ticket where we'll be sitting in the hundreds. That's a full section better than we were last year in the 200. So it'll be even better, guaranteed better game ticket. And tailgate ticket, food and drink. Woody will be bringing the drinks, water, Gatorade, and BYOB. Bring your own beer. We'll have food catered, of course, by Chef Kevin Gilbert. And then a Rally Game Day towel, custom commemorative action. For the tailgate. So if you are interested in this, so you're hearing this for the first time, you're like, woohoo, that sounds great. Email me, paulasdenjr@gmail.com, and email me for more details. If you have already previously put your email on the sheet, then you should have already received an email. Make sure you check your spam. Check everywhere to make sure that it didn't get lost in the sauce, because I already sent you guys an email last night. So just sort of keep that in mind. And then one principal's office comment here, Pop. 1 second here. Let me make sure I read out this individual on my sheet. Let me make sure I get this person. Okay, let me highlight this person here. Is Brian Farrell. Brian Farrell to the principal's office. The email you provided me was incorrect. And I don't know what your real email is, but it said that email doesn't exist. So the email was rejected. So Brian Farrell, Bueller, make sure you put a correct email in there or update the email. It is an updatable sheet. So please replace whatever the email is. You'll see that I highlighted your email in a purple color to show that it was rejected. So please, Brian, make sure you update that with a proper email so I can get to you and get all those details for that. Besides that, Pop, terrific.
All right. Have a great weekend, Coffee Club.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.